Alright, so this video we're going to look at the what if analysis data tables, and this video we're doing a two variable. And let's just look at buying a car. Okay, so here's the cost of the car, down payment, interest rate, number of years, and payments per year. So pay it monthly. So down here I've got the amount borrowed, which that's going to be the cost of the car minus the down payment. And then my monthly interest rate, that's the 4% divided by the payments per year, which is 12. Then the number of payments that I have, that's going to be the total years times the number of payments, which that would be 60. And then my monthly payment, I use the PMT function. I won't get into that. I might do another video on that, but just real quick, the rate is the interest rate divided by the number of periods. There's where the 0.33% comes from. And this right here is the number of periods. That would be 60. That's the 5 times 12. And this is the amount you're going to be loaned. That's the 24,000 there. And notice I have a negative in front of it. If you don't put the negative, when it returns your payment, it will return it as a negative number. So just put a negative in front of the amount and it'll give you a positive. You don't really need to worry about this right here. And then the type, all that is you can either enter in 0 or 1. That determines, are you making the payments at the end of the period or the beginning of the period. Okay, so that's about all we'll say about that formula. Like I said, I'll do a video on that in more detail. And then this is the total money that you're going to repay. Well, that's just the monthly payments times the payment period, and then you got total interest paid. Okay, so let's say that maybe we want to do, instead of $1,000, we want to put $2,000 down, and our interest rate changes to 2%. Well, what would all this be? What would be my monthly payments? Okay. Or if this changed to 500 and this went to 3% or 3.5% interest, what would it be? Well, you don't want to sit there and change these numbers all the time to get, these values down here. So what we can do is, based on two things changing, we can create a two variable data table. All right, so here in the corner, so what I did is I put $500 down payment, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, all the way down to 3,000, and then I put in the 2%, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, 4%. All right, you can put in whatever numbers you want here, based on what rates you think you might get. Just know this, if you can put it in, you can put it in as point, like 2% would be the 0.02, but just make sure that you go and you change this. You hit format cell and make sure you change this to a percentage. Okay, and that's what I did for these. Okay, I entered in 0.02, 0.025, and then I formatted these cells as percentage. All right, so now what do we want to see that changes? Do we want to see the monthly payment, the total we have to repay, or the total interest paid? Well, let's look and see what the monthly payment would be. So I'm going to hit equal here in the corner, and then I'll click this formula here and hit enter. Okay, and so this is the formula it's going to use to calculate all these different scenarios. All right, so I highlight the data table, or highlight my area here, and I go up here to what if analysis and go here to data table. Now you can see row input cell. Okay, so you can see on the row what's changing, the percentage. So I want to tell it for the row that the percent's going to change, and then for the column I'm having the what, the down payment changing. Okay, so where's the down payment? Well, that's here, so I want to click this cell for that. Okay, and then and see what this is doing is, since I've designated this cell here for the row and this cell here for the column. So what it's doing is it's taking this number, throwing it in there, taking this number, throwing it in there, and recalculating and putting the solution here. And then it goes to the next one, the 2.5% and the 500. It throws each of those into these cells and recalculates it. Now you can't see it doing that, but that's what it's actually doing. All right, and then we hit OK, and there's all your different solutions, and we'll format cell, and we want to do currency, so we'll hit OK there, and there it is. And and you can see at, look at this, at $1,000 down payment, 4%, $1,000, 4%, there's your 442. Now if you wanted to, you could do another table for the total that you're going to repay back on the loan. Okay, but this table is for monthly payment. So what you can do here is, I mean, that doesn't tell us a lot, the 442, what the table's for. I mean, you could put a heading anywhere, but we could format the cell, and we could come down here to custom and then go up to general, and then here, since we know this table is for the monthly payments, in quotes we just put monthly payment in quotes and hit OK, and it'll label it monthly payment. But you can see the cell input, it's still using this formula, it's just putting a label there over it. And so these would be your different scenarios that you would have. Okay, all right, so I hope the video helped. Check out my other videos, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.